those OB sliders at PNC Park?
Oh my goodness, what a job he did. You know, that first at bat against Springer was such a battle, and Springer taking him deep, and for him to be able to settle down, get back in the groove, attack with his fastball, throw the slider efficiently, mixing some changeups. He threw some really good changeups. Just really, happy to see him out there doing what Obi does. And yes, it's nice to see that slider.
How impressive was it just from a mindset standpoint too, that considering what he did the last time out, that first inning got to him and the only inning he was able to go, lets off the leadoff homer, but really locked in and for length too to get the win.
He did. To be able to go 5 innings after that first at bat against Spring, and then a longer first inning in general, it just shows the toughness that he's got and the competitor that he is. I know it's been a long road for him to get back to doing that on a big league mound, and just really happy for him and the success he had today.
How much were you concerned when you, not just a home run, but it was a 10-pitch at bat, and given the length of that first start, the inning, how much were you concerned, and how much were you, what was the thing that maybe impressed you and said, okay, he's where he needs to be?
With the way that he was able to get back in the moment after that at bat, that's a tough at bat, and their lineup is really good. And when you think about, Barger coming after him, and then Bichette, and then Kirk, and to be able to, you just saw him continue to attack with it. He had a couple sprays in there, but most of his pitches were still attacking the zone, which was a really good sign after a long first at bat.
Did you see him get more comfortable as time went on?
I thought so. Just the way that he attacked the zone with all of his pitches, and he was able to mix it up and get ahead of guys. I think it was the third that was really efficient. There was one inning that was really efficient, quick, and kept his pitch count down and allowed him to be able to finish 5 innings.
Was 5 kind of where you wanted him to be at? I think that's the most he's pitched even during his rehab starts and stuff like that.
Yeah, 5 and 75,
yeah.
Which can't, going into that, we had targeted 70 to 75 max. We were going to cut him off if a batter started at 70, and for him to finish at 5 and 75, really great job.
What about that double from Tommy in the first inning there?
Huge, to be able to get on, and when you look at that inning, how it transpired, 2 outs, Reynolds gets on, Horowitz gets on, the double, to be able to, Tommy comes up with a huge hit there right after they had scored a run, to be able to put up 2. And then it's crazy thing about baseball, you just never know what pitch is going to win or lose the game. And not that was there are so many things that happened throughout as far as scoring goes. That was it. You look at Nicholas coming out of the pen, being able to give us 2. Canario coming in at defense and being able to make that play in right center. Like, there are so many pitches throughout a game that, could help decide a game. But for the scoring, for that to happen in the first inning with Tommy's double, really big hit for us.
What have you liked about a guy like Kyle Nicholas when his last outing, he had never even pitched in the 8th inning with that 1-run difference, and then goes scoreless, comes into this one, gives you 2. Like, have you just seen a point of growth the last 2 appearances for him?
Huge. The last 2, I think, goes back to the one in Chicago too, where he got first and second, nobody out, was able to slow it down, dial it back in, get through that outing. Did a great job in the 8th the other night, and then today, you're talking 2 quick, efficient innings, pounding the strike zone with all of his pitches, being able to go to the off speed, as well as we see that he's got the velo, but the off speed is that equalizer for him.
Tommy was booed pretty loudly when he came to play in the first inning, and then he had that double. You think he relishes that and playing the villain a little bit?
He feeds off it, man. When you talk about a guy, to see the way that he's worked this year, the way that, it's that Pittsburgh-based mentality of, just continuing to fight, compete, and, being where he was through part of the first half, most of the first half, and to come back and be where he's at now and doing what he's doing for the ball club and to help us win baseball games. Just really, really impressive, the grit and the fight that he brings every day.
DK, we found out before the game that Bubba is going to be coming up Friday. Assuming you can talk about it, what makes this the right time for that?
Yeah, really excited about bringing Bubba up. He's going to be in a bulk role, just like some of our other guys have, like what Ash did. Ashcraft will start the game on Friday, and Bubba will be in a bulk role in the pen. Really excited to add him to the team and see he's going to have an opportunity to earn starts like all of our guys have, and just excited to add him and his stuff, and he's going to bring a lot to the ball club.
What kind of bulk role do for him? Because he's a guy who's started every game this season, but you put him in a role like that, it takes a little pressure off him, maybe gives him a chance to work on any of the command issues or other problems that he's had this season.
Yeah, just getting him up here in the big leagues and putting him in that role, and we saw Ashcraft really thrive in it and continue to. He got his feet wet in the bullpen, had some really big outings. Ashcraft came in Arizona, did a nice job, and ended up closing the game against the Phillies, and then he's bounced around, done some different things, starting and being in the pen, and to have him in a situation like that he can go out in the pen and work on things at the big league level and be here to learn from the guys up here and learn from the staff, the players, and get feedback from the major league game is going to be really, really important for him and for us.
With that sort of call-up, is there like a team reaction to it? Have you heard anything from the guys in the clubhouse about Bubba coming up?
No, I'm sure they're excited to get him up here and add him to the mix.